Hey guys, it's Paul.
And Jestina Keys.
It's Netflix No Chill, show about Netflix, people no chill. And Jessica Jones. Of course, everything went bad. Price Chang is here. Price Chang shot at Mom, hit Jessica. So Price Chang is going to die. But he didn't die.
He's kind of a dick.
He's kind of a dick. I mean, I wouldn't mind him dying, but he doesn't. Jessica saves him from from her mom because
she's
her
good,
mom
whether she wants to believe it or not.
Yeah, because her mom was definitely going to end her.
Okay, she means well. She does, but she's fucked up.
Yeah, but
that's not the way to say it.
Unfortunately, Price talks her into having her arrested, and she does.
Yeah,
and
fucking Price Chang.
Yeah, of course everything goes bad from there, and now we're dealing with all the dealings with her being in jail and her being a terrible person, and this evil guard that is torturing her mom, and then we have Trish going off the deep end because she doesn't have any more of her stuff, so she is trying to she sent the thing to someone to try to resynthesize the stuff, and obviously, no, it's not going to happen. And then realizes that, oh yeah, this stuff shouldn't be inhaling because it'll cause kidney failure and liver failure and basically kill her at some point. And she doesn't care. But the one thing I do like of seeing her train and all this kind of stuff, that we are starting to get glimpses of what she eventually turns into, which is Hellcat, later in the comics. So do we get that at the end of the season? I don't know yet, but it is kind of neat seeing, because as soon as I saw Patsy Walker at the very beginning of the first season of Jessica Jones, I'm like, oh, Hellcat. So we might get Hellcat at some point later on in the season, or possibly
maybe
season 3 or something like that. But at right now, everything's just going bad for her. But she snoops around, and she does find all the paperwork on Carl and where he's at, and it looks like altruistic and all this, and they're trying to find her for Jess, but deep down, I know it's just because she wants more drugs. Like, she's a heroin addict at this point, and she just needs to find her next fix, and Carl is going to be her next fix. And that is kind of how this episode goes. She gets Malcolm. Malcolm wants to come with her and help her with Carl. And at the last minute, she knocks Malcolm out and stuffs him in the trunk.
My boy.
Really messed up. Meanwhile, we haven't even really talked about Hogarth for a while.
Yeah. Does anyone care?
Yeah, but I mean, to catch up on the last couple episodes, Hogarth is still housing the nurse who she started banging. Because
she got game.
Yeah. We find this healer, or what we think is a healer, that tries to cure her ALS, and we come to find out that they're both really just grifters, and they made up this whole plot to steal everything from Hogarth, and literally did. Like, yeah. There was nothing left in her house when she came home.
The hell out.
And yeah, so it just leaves her in a heap and just crying and everything. And it was a shame because we kind of liked Hogarth there for a little bit. Like, the fact that she had ALS and the fact that she was actually starting to do some things altruistically and not just for herself kind of made her somewhat sympathetic for at least a couple minutes, and then obviously devolved back into whatever. But yeah. Yeah.
A little bit, maybe. I don't know.
But yeah.
She ruthless.
Yeah, so there's that. So I really need to see what happens. I really need to see if Malcolm gets loose and what Trish does, because I'm assuming it's not going to be nice. Oh God, at the end of this episode, she goes and tries to find all the information she can about this crooked guard, and gets attacked by the guard and fights back and kills the dude. He did. And she has no reason to be in the house, so now she is stuck. because there's a dead guy who happens to be the person in charge of her mom's treatments and everything like that, and there's no coming back from that. So we don't know how that's going to happen.
No.
It's going to be a thing.
That's gonna be fun.
Yep. But then that moves us on to Lost in Space. Lost in Space, we still have the Dart episode from last week where Will hid the robot like he's Dart from the frickin' Stranger Things, and drove me nuts. But we are starting to find. I love the family dynamic of this group, because something that Don talked about the last episode, and is more into this episode, is that everybody that was on the Jupiter had this very fanciful feeling that Alpha Centauri was going to be a new beginning, and he very flatly said it's like, no, it's still going to be the same hell that it was on Earth. People are going to be bringing their baggage with them, and we're starting to see that now. We're starting to see that with way more of the people involved, and a lot of the splintering and a lot of the family dynamic problems that the Smiths had on Earth are now really starting to magnify on here. But it's still a great episode, and then Smith is still doing everything to keep from getting rescued, because Smith doesn't want to be rescued, because the only thing left for her right now is jail, because everybody of any importance knows who Dr. Smith is, or who Dr. Smith is not, rather, and she doesn't want to get back to the main ship, which I can't remember what it is. Resonance? Something like that. Anyway, then at the end of this episode, they finally create this beacon. The mom is trying to figure out something with the sun, because we believe, and if you look at this is just a theory, obviously, because I don't know either. If you look, the planet has very different weather patterns. Like they spent a very large chunk of time trapped in an iceberg and only moved like a couple of miles, and suddenly it was lush Greenland, and that's not how weather works. She is thinking that something is happening with the sun, and I believe that like the winter changes and everything happen so much faster and so much more drastic here that there's only a certain amount of time before either their paradise ends up in a fiery inferno or another ice age. Something's going to happen not good. But Dr. Smith turns off the proximity alarms, because she sees these fireflies coming up and knows that there's these giant monsters that eat those flies, and knows that they're going to be drawn to the moths and the flames and all that kind of stuff. And as it happens, they do, and now they're being attacked, and that's when the robot comes back to save Will Robinson, because danger. But Will told him not to hurt anybody, so he's just standing there getting the crap kicked out of him, and torn to pieces, and he has to run out there and tell him to be bad, be what he was before, and he does, and he turns up the volume and kills both of the monsters, but then turns on everybody and is ready to go and kill everyone else, and Will has to step in front of them and stop things. But now everyone knows that there is a robot, an alien robot, and a few people know that he was evil, and one of the reasons why everybody is stranded. Then we also did have that quick moment that everybody now is starting to see, or at least some of the family members are trying to see Dr. Smith as the evil person that she is, because Dawn is like, hey, yeah, we were stuck here because she stole everything. And it was like, oh, well, she said that she was alone, and that did not happen. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's a lot. There's a lot to handle in that episode, but it was a good episode. I love Lost in Space. I love the amount of money that they put into this movie, because it really does feel like a movie. But yeah, that's it. Another week down. Next week, we are going to start wrapping up Jessica Jones, because there's only a couple episodes left. I think there's like 3 episodes left. And then we're going to be wrapping up Lost in Space around the same time, because there are only 2 episodes left of that, or 3 episodes left of that, because it's only 10 episodes, and those go pretty quick. But that's it, guys. Thanks. Another week down. I think next time we're actually going to be in our regular place to get some stuff down. We're going to try to figure it out, and we're going to get things.
Who knows where I'm going to be?
Huh?
Who knows where I'll be?
Yeah, we don't know. It's going to be kind of interesting to see how the summer is going to go, with her being home and me being home, and those homes being about 3 hours apart from each other. So we're going to see how that's going to go, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out for you guys. We're not going to miss it. We're not going to miss Friday, and we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, because YouTube wants you to hit the bell now, and then hit the button that says always hit the bell. I don't know why. It's literally two things. It's hit bell and then hit extra bell. Stupid, but whatever. That's it, guys. Again, it's been Paul
and Jestina Keys.
Netflix and No Chill. See you guys next week.
Bye.